Welcome to Rio de Janeiro, the city of Carnaval and so much more. In this course, I'm going to show you a way that you can drastically change your drawing skills. Did you know that most people struggle in painting because they don't know how to draw? Well, we're going to change all that. I'm going to teach you 7 techniques. We're going to complete a full composition based on our trip to Brazil. And in this segment coming up, you're gonna learn how to blend, you're gonna learn how to block in shapes, how to use white charcoal, and you're also gonna learn about values. Let's get started. All right, guys, now we are going to block in our piece, the large shapes that we see. We're gonna start shading them in and giving them contrast, working on the lights and the darks and bringing in a little atmosphere. So let's get started on that. I really love this color paper. It's really making him pop. I love using these colors because it just gives it a more painterly effect, even though we're just sort of sketching with charcoals. All right, so we are going to come in with a larger, darker charcoal stick. I wanted to find some of the areas like this tree right here. So I'm just gonna go right over. See how dark that is? Now really think about when you use this, just go a little slowly because remember, these are harder to erase. Now I also want to take advantage because this is our focal point here and just use more contrast. So I will be using this to shade it in. I'm going to go ahead and lightly. I'm not using any pressure, guys. And again, I'm going in one direction. You're going to go ahead and shade this entire trunk. And I'm leaving the center without shading on purpose. Okay, so sort of leave the center alone, and I'll tell you why in a second. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my tissue and sort of blend that out. And don't worry if you get some on, if you pass the line, if you're just going over, that's okay. Remember, we're gonna be also drawing in the rest of it. Shading in, I'm sorry. Now I'm purposely leaving this center lighter because it sort of is going to make it 3-dimensional, okay, for the shape. So I want to come in and start using a little bit of my charcoal powder. I'm going to carefully open this up. Goodness, there we go. I don't want it to go everywhere. It's very fine. And I'm going to go ahead and use my pan pastel tool here, shaping off the excess. Okay, just like that. I'm going to come back to my piece and just sort of going in the same direction, start shading in. It gives it a softer feel. If you need more, just go ahead and dip it. Just like that, see? Also gives it some cool textures, so you could really play around with the textures in your piece. So I'm just going to block that in. So you're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the rest of them. I'm going to go ahead and pick up I'm going to pick up my soft. This is my hard pencil, my soft charcoal pencil. I want to go in and define some of these leaves just a little bit, not too dark. My tree trunk over here. I'm trying to stay on the line, but I'm tracing the line basically. And it's okay if I'm not doing it perfect. This is more of an impressionistic piece. I just want to define them a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and soften those lines. Okay, just like that. There we go. See, it's not a perfect straight line, and it doesn't have to be. Oops. I'm just tracing away over here. Same thing with these lines. All right, I'm gonna grab my larger stick and start shading very, very lightly, guys. We want these, this is the back. We don't want it to be as defined as the monkey, but we want everything to remain sort of soft, but just sort of fill it in. So you're gonna go ahead and do this with every leaf. The only thing you're not going to paint in is the background, okay? Just the leaves and the trunks, that's it. Very, very, very lightly. Look, I'm using my wrist. I'm not putting any pressure. There you go. No pressure. And I'm going in one direction, that's important. We are filling in the jungle. The jungle behind our little buddy over here. He's the star of the show. There you go. You're gonna go and you're gonna fill everything in. Okay, see, that's the outside, so don't fill that in. Same direction, guys, and you're gonna do that with each one. Here's our trunk right here, I mean our tree. Going in the same direction, and you're going to do the same thing with this leaves. After you're done with that, we'll move on to the next part, so just keep going. Okay, so I've blended all of it in. I got some edges right here. I've blocked it in, I should say, on my colors. And you can use a tissue, my toilet paper, I keep calling it tissue, toilet paper to blend with. I just find it easier for larger areas to sort of blend with my TP. And the cool part is that if you wanted to have more transitions, more values, like the one right here that just sort of goes, if you notice it's the same value as my leaves in the background, and we don't want that. We want this to stand out forward. So with the monkey stands out a lot, so that's what we want. So I want to pick up white charcoal stick, and we are going to sort of make some marks in the center, right over, very lightly. Just like that, going in the same direction. See that? I'm barely using any pressure whatsoever. I'm just let the chalk do its work, and I'm going in the same direction. I'm using my wrist for motion, and I'm just sort of staying stiff right here when I'm holding that charcoal, and I'm using my wrist for motion. See that? Just makes it stand out. Just like that. Now I want to go one step further and add a darker value to this branch right there. So I'm going to pick up my black charcoal stick, looking at the edges right there. And I'm going to go ahead and in the same direction, guys. Let me just line that up a little bit. And I just want to darken it a little bit. And I'm just going not all the way in, just the edge. And I am not going to blend that, so stay in the same direction. I want it to be darker. I'm pulling it away from the leaves. And you're going to do that all the way. Just like that. I'm also going to define that line just a bit more using the edge of my charcoal. See that? It makes it pop. There we go. Then I want to come back and add a little more contrast, a little more darker value to his neck. Right here, right his leg. Behind him, just like that. And a little shadow play right there where his split's at. And I love the textures that are already developing. Now, if you've gone into the green, you can always pick up your kneaded eraser or your hard eraser. I think I'm going to use the hard eraser. And just clean up those edges, just like that. Okay? Oops. Just like that. All right. I hope you guys are having just as much fun as I am, because I am just having a blast. I love this little fella, and I still don't have a name for him. So if you guys know or have a name for him, give it to me, guys. All right, up next, we are going to define a couple of areas, add highlights, clean it up, and complete our piece, right? Are you excited as I am? I am having a blast. Can't wait to see what you've done. All right, next one. So what did you guys think? You learned about blocking in, blending, and using white charcoal, even about values. Now I want you to go back and practice these techniques until you master them. Now, how does this all relate to you becoming a better artist? Well, if you ask any art teacher, they'll tell you the same thing. Drawing is foundational to painting. I know that students work better together. So once you enroll, you'll get immediate access to the collective, where we have a large group of like-minded artists, encouraging, critiquing, sharing, and inspiring each other. In addition to this collective, I do a live coaching session where I answer questions, share techniques to help you on your art journey. I'm in the group daily answering questions, and all of this is a benefit for you to grow as an artist. Wanderlust Artist Beginners Edition is a compilation of 5 mediums in 5 different locations. So if you're ready to drastically improve your painting skills, you need this course. Get it today for a very special price and start your art journey now.